electronics for escape rooms. We will talk about the mistakes, which is maybe little for the business. So actually, this is our fourth webinar. Yeah, and we've got more webinars we did before. They're on our YouTube channel, so don't forget to subscribe. Maybe if you like it, to put thumbs up. I will really enjoy that. It will be really helpful for me to know what you like, what you didn't like on our YouTube channel, on our webinars, actually. So we are doing them for you. Okay, so my name is Petrenko Vasily. Vasily is my name. We are the Time Quest Lab. Today's date, I hope you know. So let's go. Today's webinar's program. So first of all, as I told you before, I will tell you who we are and why am I able to tell you anything about the electronics of escape room or anything else. After that, I will tell you this main part of the webinar about the electronics, about the mistakes you might do. After that, there will be our traditional part, the promo action. So there will be some kind of a present for the listeners who will be here at the end of our webinar, who are participating in the webinar. You're allowed to get some present from our company. And the last part is answering the questions. Actually, as I told you, you might ask questions about electronics, but actually you might ask any questions about escape room business, any common questions about the finances, about the administrator, your workers, about game scenarios, props, anything you want about the escape rooms, about the business in common. Okay, and the last, our traditional part, warning for skeptics. Yeah, I have to warn you that there are no such key for you to listen one point from me and just to get it to your business, and everything will be ideal. Like you will get the money sitting on the couch and doing nothing. I have to warn you that the business is actually hard work and there are a lot of things to do. You are always have to be in touch with the market, with the world, I don't know, and it's really hard work. Here I'm going to tell you some advice about that business and maybe something by our experience. I hope that most of our advices should work because we've tried all these on our business of escape rooms. But you have to work every day, every minute to get your business. There are no ideal actually, because this business it's moving forward every day. Okay, and one more warning is that here I'm trying to share you our experience. That we have our own escape rooms. We've done a lot of projects for our customers about escape rooms. So we're trying to share what we've done, what we've tried, some actions in our escape rooms, how we run this business. And we've run it for a few years, so we know a lot about that. So just don't be, and also don't be angry about there might be a situation that you will write that you are telling us simple things and they are not useful. Actually, everybody knows these simple things, but nobody uses that, and this goes to problems in the business. And maybe somebody don't think about these simple things, and if I will tell you, you will be prepared for that. Okay, so yeah, but today's our webinar is kind of specific, so we'll find a way how to do that. First part, who we are. So as I told you, we are the Time Quest Lab. We are the service company and we are specializing on the escape rooms. So we are actually more than 3 years in the market, so you could see the map on the screen. This is actually a map. There we have partners. The project we were participated in. So you could see the South America, North America, a lot of in Russia. We're actually from Russia, so we have a lot of projects in Russia, in Europe, also in Asia. So yeah, more than 200 escape rooms we've done in 90 cities, 18 countries. So this is the truth. So you can check, you can ask me for contacts or anything you want. By the meaning of participated, I mean that for some of these projects we just wrote the scenario. For some of them we did electronics, for some of them props, but mostly we did the scenario and the electronics and props. So yeah, our customers buying like maybe not the turnkey, like doing the whole thing. Actually, we will talk about that today. But the electronics, props, and scenario, this is our best-selling products. And also, why am I telling about that? We started as a common escape room company, so we have 6 escape rooms. Actually, I'm an owner, a partner. I have partners, actually. And our escape room business is actually automated, I can say. So by that moment, we are in that part of our business where we are sitting on the couch and getting the money from the safe every day. Not maybe every day, at the end of the week. So yeah, we have the worker which is responsible for all the finances, all the escape rooms, all the administrators, employees, and so on. So yeah, by some time we are creating new ideas, creating new escape rooms, but all this business is running by itself by that time. Okay, we have 6 escape rooms. We are located in Novosibirsk. This is actually the center of Russia, but there is no limits to work for us with US, as you can see, other part of the world. So also we have outdoor quests and event company. I mean, we are doing a lot of quests for the event thing, for the companies, not in our escape rooms, but in the offices, in some other places. So this we call it outdoor quests. So especially by that moment, we are going to New Year holidays, and this is a very hot theme. So we have a lot of orders for that. And if you are interested, you could ask me questions, or personally, you could see our contacts below at the slide. So there is a phone number. You could use WhatsApp, our website, mail, Facebook. So you could write anywhere you want. So this is what about us. We are working on this market more than 3 years. That's why I'm trying to share the experience with you. We've participated in that a lot, big amount of that projects. So in every with every partner, we have the consultations. I mean, we are doing them consultations about this business, so we know a lot of stuff about escape room business in different countries, actually. So, okay, should we start our main theme of that webinar? I think yes. So, yeah, mistakes in making electronics for escape rooms. First of all, today's 2017, and I think the main mistake you should make, could make, sorry, is reinventing something. Reinventing the wheel, we call it. So making the electronics by yourself today, it's not in the market, because there are so many offers you have. So this is just wasting of your time and actually money. So you will understand why. Just look at the alternatives. So let's talk about them. First of all, escape room companies, just like ours, but that's not a commercial. Yeah, so today, first of all, I want to tell you one little story. Today is our 4th webinar on English, but actually we are doing these webinars more than a year, and we've done it before for Russian auditorium. And like 1.5 years ago, we had 2 webinars with the same name as like today's, the mistake in making the electronics for escape room. But 1.5 years ago, we were talking about how to not make a mistake in is exact, making the electronics part. So we were talking about all that stuff, all that sensors, all that buttons I have here. If you will have questions, I will tell about them, about the controllers, about all about that stuff, wires. So we will talk about them today, but that was the main theme of that webinar. But we did this webinar month ago again, and we understood that. The main mistake that making electronics by yourself in 2017 is not a great idea actually. So, and today I will try to teach you how to be a professional customer, as I can say that. So what things you should notice when you are choosing the company or engineer, or what you should notice then you are making your escape room. Yeah, so the first point, escape room makers, companies. So this is actually, I will tell you my opinion, the best variant because of many points. Because this company is also providing you scenarios, providing you props, providing you consultations, providing you, I don't know, support and installation also maybe. It's like you have a company, you have an agreement contract, and nobody will leave you at the middle of a project because this happens. Yeah. The second point, alternative. The second alternative is engineer it's not from the nearby escape room. That might be a good variant, but we've met a lot of situations. I will give you an example. We have a partners actually from California, and we were doing electronics for them. So we were providing them electronic and props part. And they hired an engineer for the installation. So, and but it was like engineer for just coming and fixing and something like that. And he has actually and had at that time another work, and we spent some time, like I don't know, a few days, to explain him how to install all that stuff and so on. But in a few days, like in a week, he just came and said that he has an hour work. He have to leave for another project to another city, so he's leaving. Bye bye. Thank you. So imagine if that could happen, and this engineer is responsible for all that your project, all that electronics part of your project. This will be like a catastrophic because he just started something, and I don't know, in 2 or weeks or a month he will just disappear because he won't like something, and another specialist just will spend a lot of time just to get everything like clear what happens there. It's really hard to get into someone's work. So you can see on this picture, this is one of, at the beginning we used, this is actually not an engineer, this is our worker, I don't know how to say it's in English, this profession, worker who are building walls, painting, doing that stuff, works. And you could see that he's doing this electronics work without any instruments, by his hand, with turns, the lamp is turns on, so not a good idea to do it this way. Yeah, but there might be a responsible engineer who will do the whole project for you. But I know by myself this situation that kind of specialists in other countries, in US, for example, are the price, their price are very, very big. So it will cost you a lot more than companies that are making that every day. The second problem of the engineer might be that he might be a good engineer. He might be good at electronics or electricity also, you know. But the problem is that he never done the escape rooms before. So this might be a problem actually. And let's go further. The next alternative is to put the separate puzzles together. There are a lot of authors on the market, you know, websites with puzzles where you could buy, I don't know, sensors or ready devices. But here we have a lot of problems also because in that point you get the equipment and it is good if there is a documentation for that, so you could know how to install this, how to run this, and so on. But in many cases, you know, you just got the device and you don't know. Okay, you're able to install it, how to reload it, how to fix it if it is broken, how to change the I don't know how to change it because for okay, I will use the sensor for example. So the simplest puzzle, I don't know if you know what's that. This is a RFID chip. This used for installing in this to any stuff you have in your room. For example, I don't know, cup. I have a cup here from Starbucks. It's not a commercial also. Okay, so and the puzzle is to put a few cups at the right places. So you are installing this chip into the cup, and these sensors, these kind of sensors, he knows that is this right chip or not. So if I will use another on that place, it won't work. The problem might be the cup is broken, or you just lost it, or maybe it's not useful for cup. You could use it for smallest things, and I don't know. Kids just take this stuff from the escape room. You just lost it. You lost the chip. Actually, the cost of this chip, I don't know. It's less than $1. But the problem for you will be how to reload that puzzle if you get it separate, how to download a new one to that sensor, how to fix it if you just lost one small chip. And if you are getting the separate puzzles, it might be a problem for you to get rid of that actually small problem, because that's not a problem actually. Okay, so yeah, a lot of problems for that, and one more. What I was talking about that on our previous webinar about the escape scenario for escape rooms. In that point, then you're putting separate puzzles together. Actually, this won't be an interesting escape room. This will be a set of puzzles, because escape room has a story, has a logic, has a, I don't know, some kind of magic by its own. The puzzles have to put the players, into the atmosphere of this escape room. And the big chance, if you're putting the puzzles, just separate puzzles together, like just you liked this puzzle from that website, another from another company, the big chance that you will have just unlogic and uninteresting escape room. This will be just a set of puzzles. So this is the first thing I wanted to tell you about. Let's go. The second thing, don't forget that electronics for escape room consists not just from puzzles. So you could see here, this also points you should remember about the audio system. So I just cannot imagine the escape room without audio tracks in it in 2017. Yeah. Because audio is that small thing that's also pulling the players into the atmosphere of the escape room, into that fairy tale. So there should be, not might be, should be audio system. There should be a video surveillance system, CCTV, as you can see. And you should think about that before the installation. So here on the screen you could see the small table. That's not all the list. This is just mm, some components which you are using for video surveillance system. Yeah, so cameras, video recorder, microphones, connectors, all that stuff. You need to add also not just puzzles, also that stuff you need to add to your escape room. And imagine that situation. If you will think about that before, and you will prepare the scheme layout of wires routine, so there are our wires for audio system, wires for video system, and wires for puzzles connections. So 3 steps. And if you will prepare it before the installation before you're doing that whole stuff, you're able to do it once. So just to give your workers this layout with all the wires routine, and they will put 3 types of wires at one time. This will save you time and money. If in opposite, if you're taking just putting the first the wires for puzzles, then on the next day you're putting the wires for video system, and the third day or after a month, I don't know, you're putting the wires for audio system. So be prepared for that. So don't forget about that, and you will save a lot of your time and money, because it's the easiest work to put 3 wires than one at once. Okay, this was a small slide. The next one will be okay. So as I told you at the beginning, today I want to tell you not just how to make electronics. I want to tell you about how to be a professional customer. So, and on this slide, I was thinking about to talk with you. Remember, at the beginning also, I told you about that the business is hard everyday work, and don't let your business to go free flow. So there might be that kind of situation if you have a lot of money and you're a co-businessman, you have millions, and you're just giving them to these service companies of the escape room, and just you wanted coolest escape room in the world. We've seen that kind of customers. We've done that kind of escape rooms. Actually, these guys just wanted to do nothing. But for me, that's not a good idea, because this is a situation that you're not making business. You're making the cool escape room for yourself. But here, I think we've just met, and I think you are going and wanted to have a business of the escape rooms. You want to earn money, get a profit, and so on. And in that way, I think be you should think about your business every day. You should think how to make it better. You should check what is going in your business, and in that way, my advice is to be a professional customer. So if you are going to find a service company for making your escape room, think about the following points. So first of all, experience of the company. I think you understand about what I'm saying. So if there is a company which finished, I don't know, one project, that's not experience. So I think that's not experience if you did anything once, because in escape rooms we've done more than 200 projects, and at the beginning, I don't know. We've done first escape room. At the second, we had so many new problems. I don't know, list of problems about the scenario. So we understood more features about the scenario. We had new problems with electronics, new problems with props, because every escape room is different. So by now we've done 200 escape rooms, and we It's really rare for now, but we're meeting the situations like new problems where we have to get a new ideas how to solve them. But they're really rare for now because we've done a lot of escape rooms, and we've seen a situation that the guy just made an escape room for himself, and he thinks I'm so cool. I've done the escape room. I can do it for anyone and really fast and quick. No, it doesn't work that way. I really believe that doing something once doesn't make you a professional. I hope you think that about that in that way. Also, this is the first point. This is obvious. Examples of work. How to know about the experience of the company? Ask about the examples of works. Walk through videos, or maybe I don't know. Ask for a video from the office, from the workers of that company. I just created that's the idea from my head. If you will see that there are a lot of employees, a lot of guys who are doing props and electronics, you will see that this company exists and they're doing something, work, and so on. Ask for phone numbers of customers of that company. So yeah, what can be more useful than reviews from customers? I think it's obvious too. Then you're, I don't know, in other city and you're finding the restaurants, you are looking at the TripAdvisor for reviews. So the same with the companies that will do is an escape room for you. The same thing. Specification. That's a really important thing. Specification is a list of stuff, things that you will have at the end from that company. So then you're starting the project, ask for what you will get at the end. So because in the most of the situations, as I told you, the partner should do a big amount of work also. Don't forget about that. So you should do a lot of work about our business. In our way, we are doing, in our company, for example, we are doing the complicated part about the electronics, about the props, about the scenario, so where you need the professionals in that part. So maybe it's hard to find them in your city, or it might be expensive and so on. Question? No? Okay. Forget about. Oh, okay. Yeah. And by the partner, you need to do all the preparation work, all the building works, building the walls, painting the walls, decorations, installation also. So we might do an installation also, but in some ways it's easy to install by yourself. Lay down the wires. I don't know. Do the website, all that work. So you have to do. And like for example, we are doing the escape room for now, the time machine escape room for Germany. And we're doing a lot of props, a lot of electronics for that. But like there are no reason for us to buy the furniture here, yeah, and to send it in Germany because it doesn't make sense. I hope you understand. So yeah, buy the furniture. It's one of the parts to do for the partner. And in that case, you have the list of all the stuff you will have from that company. So you will have the point, all the props written, which you will have from that company, and another list. The furniture, the list of props which is not connected with electronics, a list of some kind of other stuff for the room, I don't know, anything, table, chair, glasses, cups, everything should be on this list, so you could see that this is the list of stuff that you should buy by yourself. And this is a really important thing because it will save your time. By the moment that this company starts and making these electronics and props for you, you will prepare your space and buy all that stuff in your escape room. Okay, guarantee. I think that's obvious too. ask this company about the guarantee they could do for you, about the props, about the electronics, and so on, because it's your business, it's your risks at the end. Optimization of the scenario, big point also. There are a lot of situations during the process of making escape room, then you have to be in touch with this company. So as I told you at the beginning, don't let your business to go free flow. Check every step, check to be in touch with this company or this scenario writer also, which will do the scenario for you, because you might get a situation that you have a scenario. We've got a lot of that kind of situation also, especially then we got a scenario which is written by someone else. So we have a customer, he has a scenario, he's giving us the scenario and asking for electronics from us. And it's written there that, I don't know, some kind of a uncomfortable thing, I should call it uncomfortable, that at the end it will look like, I don't know, to reload final puzzle, you should get into the final room, into the far corner, at the ceiling, put this puzzle to this far corner, and you will have 5 seconds to run out of the escape room, close it, and it will be ready for the game. I just I just created this situation, but it might be so. So then it's written in the scenario. Scenario writer doesn't think about how it will be invented, how to be created by someone else, because his work is just to write a scenario, interesting scenario. He might write that there will be UFO flying in the room. It's not his problem. It's actually yours problem if it is written in the scenario. We told about that a lot in our previous webinar about the scenarios. So, and how to get rid of that kinds of situations. Then we work with someone else's scenario. We are trying to optimize it, like if we get that kind of situations I've created now. We just propose to our customer, just let us do it in some kind of a little bit different way. We'll just turn this puzzle in that way. It will be cool. It will be also the same, but it will look a little bit different. But it will be much easier to do. It will cost you less, and we will just spend much less time to do that. Is it okay? Okay, great. So don't forget about that. There are a lot of spaces in the scenario which you could optimize and make it save your time and money. Because yeah, there are companies which are just getting the scenario, and we get the scenario. Okay, we will do it, and they will do that. They will do that great. But it will just cost you more, and it will take more money, more time. So not a problem. But if there is a way to make it a little bit different, but save your time and money, I think it's better. This is actually return us to the first slide. Remember about the escape room companies, engineers, and so on. Engineers always doing what they got. If they got the scenario, they will do it how they got it. But the companies, for example, our company, we have the scenario writer sitting near to our technical apartment. Yeah. So in every puzzle, scenario writers are connected with engineers. They are discussing it, how to make it cheaper, how to make it easier to create. Yeah. So that's why companies is the best way you could choose. Okay, let's go further. What's the time actually? Oh, 40 minutes. Deadlines. Important part if you want to earn money, because then you're renting the space, and your creation of the escape room takes a lot of your time. You're spending the time of the rent. You're just losing the money. So, and one more plus to the companies, because you have an agreement and there should be written deadlines for that work. So, if there is a written that you should get props and electronics for in 1 month, they should do it in 1 month. So, ask them every time. This all these points is about what you should ask from these companies, which will lead you to the professional customer. If you will do that, if you will find your best company, you will there a bigger chance that your escape room will be successful and great. Okay, documentation. That's also we were talking about. You should have the full documentation of what you got. Imagine the situation if you got the set of electronics and it is broken. I don't know. You have to get the you have to understand how does it how can you fix it, how can you change maybe something, how can you install it before they started in the business, how should you install what you get. So all the documentations, all the wires routine, all this stuff you should get from this company. So you could see that I highlighted the next point because in my opinion this is one of the most important ones, is the support. So we are providing support for our customers at the beginning to end before they start actually first, not starting first test groups, starting their games for money. You will need support if you are getting anything from that kind of because electronics is a complicated system, so you will have to get a support how to install it, how to run it, how to fix it, and so on. If this company is able to give you the support, that's great. If they're just because we don't work with companies, then the work is done if we get just the equipment. I doesn't work this way. For example, if I will get Apple devices, yeah, and if I won't have possibility to call the Apple service, what Apple Care, it will be a bad product. Also, if there will be no guarantee, that will be a bad product. So, business of escape rooms is just any other business. If you are getting a TV, there should be a guarantee, there should be a kind of support which will help you, kind of instruction, documentation, how to install it, how to connect it, and so on. The same with that. And the installation option. A small story. Ask this company about is there an option for the installation. I remember at the beginning, we were just at our start, and we were not a company at that moment. We were just a company with our own escape rooms, and we asked. We've created a scenario, time machine also, and it was really complicated. It was a lot of electronics, a lot of stuff, and we. No, no. By that moment, we had engineers in our company, actually, but they were busy, and we were trying to find a new team for us to do that electronics for that escape room. So we found one team. Team. So yeah, they just ruined all the deadlines, but they did that set of electronics for us for I don't know 5 or 6 months on the table. So everything was working. Just some puzzles were not broken, were working not correctly every time. But it was done by 6 months. And we were asking them, would you install that? And they said, oh no, every electrician could do that. We were really surprised, and actually, yeah, there were a lot of risks, and we had a lot of problems installing that in our escape room. So we doesn't work with that company, with that team anymore. But actually, by that time, in these 6 months, we've learned by ourselves how to do electronic, how to avoid that situation. We've invented our own controllers for that kind of problems. For we are using them for making electronics for escape rooms for now. And actually, this exact escape room we can do for now using our electronics, our controllers for I don't know, for 2 or 3 weeks. So we've spent 6 months then, and now we can do it for 3 weeks, just because we need to buy all the sensors, spend the time on that, put it together, connect, make a software. So 3 weeks. Then it took us much more time. So ask, is there an installation option? It's important. Okay, a big slide, as I told you. Yeah. Continuing, last point, think about the installation preliminary. So we were talking about that. Remember about wires of audio, video, and puzzle connection systems. If you will think about that preliminary, you could do it once at one time. I mean, 3 wires. If you will not think about that, you will do it 3 times and spend your time. So oh, yes, as I told you on the previous slide, don't work with those who think that the work is done, then they give you the equipment. It's not right. So actually, this is to the first slide. Then you're getting separate puzzles. You're just getting the equipment, and you will have to have a lot of work installing that, connecting that, doing that stuff. Second thing, don't leave all the work for escape room makers. That was also I'm talking about on the previous slide. So you should check every time what's the step you're going to, what's your how is your scenario going, how's your electronics going, and so on. And also that point is about that you should find an engineer that will be able to fix something, actually, to do service for your exact escape room in the future. Like, we could do the electronics for you, we could do the installation, we could do all the work. But imagine the situation, then something is broken by the players, especially if it's an escape room for kids. I can tell you the story that in my first my own escape room. I mean, then I was a player. It was 4 years ago. My wife just pulled the cactus from the pot by her hands. Cactus from the pot, trying to find something there. So players, then they're playing the game, they're on the emotions, they are just ruined all the stuff. So we had the situation in our escape room, the kids just, how to say, put the picture, get the picture from the wall, and the puzzle was to put something on this picture, but they just get the picture and they just cut the wires. Imagine that kind of situation. So you should have some kind of engineer who could came to your escape room to fix that at the moment, so you won't lose your games and your money. In our escape rooms that we've done, actually, there's our serviceman is a student. So our electronics is so simple, and it is so simple to fix. I mean, fixing work is just to is easier. I mean, to fix something, to connect the wires, it's not a problem. So find a man who will be your serviceman for your escape room, who will be fixing anything, who will install the electronics for you or something like that. So there should be a man who can do that. In that way, you could use engineers as a person from the first line. And the adjustment from manufacturer can save you time. It's not a necessary point, but I just added that you could ask that from this company. Adjustment, I mean, not the installation. Then you're putting the magnetic locks to the doors, to the tables. Adjustment is about. Oh, I will tell about that on the next slide. Actually, adjustment is about to check is everything connected carefully, all right, is everything works, and just to check all the system, check all the puzzles, check all that everything is ready. That's what it is about. But it's not necessary because there were no. It is the situation if you are really hurt. If you got the electronics, you install it, and it will just take a little bit more of your time to check all this thing than if you will ask this company to came here and to check it. It might take 2 or 3 days, and if you will do it by yourself, it might take I don't know 1 or 2 weeks to check it. But I don't remember this situation. Then our partner customer done his work like decorations and all that stuff before we've done all our work with electronics and props. So after he got the electronics, after he got props, he will have to decorate and finish the works of decorations and so on. And by that time, we will help them to adjust the electronics just sitting here and by consultations. So it's not necessary, but may be useful. Okay, and the last one. I'm telling you today to think about everything preliminary and think about before the time you've done your escape room and trying to change everything. Think about the changes in scenario. That's not the optimization actually. So we've talking before. That's other thing. We've got every time we got that thing. So you've done all the escape room. You've done all the decorations. You're inviting the first test groups. They are playing, and you got the info that some puzzle is too complicated. Here is the music is you should have to change, or this is actually the picture of time machine. We are doing time machine for Germany escape room, and this is the one of the control panels for that escape room. And there is a situation. Then players they solved one puzzle, and they are coming to another, and by that moment their timing like I don't know, they've done this puzzle first one, and after 5 seconds the next puzzle is activated. I don't know, music changed, smoke machine add some smoke, something happens. And during the test groups, you understood that 5 seconds is not enough because players are in the previous room and they need like 7 seconds to came to the next room. So how will you change that if you will buy a separate puzzle? How will you change that in any other things? So if you're buying a separate puzzle, and if there a possibility to change this timing, mostly you should put the decorations off, take the wires, take the controller from the wall, I don't know, connect it to your computer, add some changes, disconnect it, put it in the wall, put the decorations, and after that it will work in this way. I think in that way you just forget about that 2 seconds from 5 to 7 in like, oh, 5 seconds is enough. But no. And in our, for example, situation, we are doing this really simple. So just all the this is actually about the escape room control system I was going to tell you about. So for every escape room, we are doing a software which is installed on your laptop, where you could see all the props, list of props, and not props, all the puzzles. Sorry. So you could see that if players are not solving some puzzles for a long time, you could skip it, or I don't know, see where the players are and so on. And in this software, you could check any puzzle. We are actually checking the system adjustment, as I told you, by that software. So we are connecting by TeamViewer and seeing what is wrong, if something doesn't work, and so on. And if you don't like this timing and you want to change it from 5 seconds to 7, it's easy to use. You don't have to put the wires from the wall. It's easy to just change it in the software. The same thing, this music replacement. If you don't like the final soundtrack, you could change that. Puzzle order. I don't remember actually when we've done that. Maybe, but I don't remember the example actually. But I think there might be. So also you could change the puzzle order also. Timing, as I told you, and RFID chips replacement. So you remember that story about the cup and which is lost, broken, and so on. Yeah, imagine that you're using cups and you install this chip, and we're using actually, I don't know the term on English, some kind of a plastic glue, which is you could after you're putting it there, you could make it straight, as I say, I don't know. And this chip will be forever in that cup. So imagine if cup is broken, you need to put another. This chip will be in this cup. So you have to take another cup, another chip, and somehow connect it with that puzzle. So ask about that companies if there is some kind of possibility. Remember. So take check all the puzzle. Be a professional customer. Today's main theme: be a professional customer. Be a professional businessman. Actually, so this is your business. This is what will get you money, and cooler you will do that, the more money you will earn. So yeah, I've told you about the escape room control system, about the changes. I think that's all about that. So 1 hour actually. Yeah, and yeah, for now a little bit commercial. Our company, as you are understood, could do the electronics and props for you. So on that slide, I want to tell you that only professionals works in our company. Actually, this is my son, just came as a guest, so he's not making the electronics and props for our customers. But I think he could. He could ruin everything. Okay, and yeah, price for the electronics and props from 6,000, which includes all the software, which I was talking today, and price is different. We might do it for 6,000. We might do it for some projects. I think were like big amount of money. I won't tell you. Because they really differs. Different cities, different countries, different. For us, it just depends from the scenario. I mean, if you're in New York or Moscow, and on this market there are so many escape rooms that you should do something really special, something really high tech. So we've done escape rooms with elevators, with time machines, and yeah, this costs a lot of money. But if you have not so much escape rooms in your city, and we are we're not allowed to spend all your money you got. No, we understand that this is business. You have to earn money, and we will provide you the best offer on your market. So if you have just 5 escape rooms in your city, we'll give you an escape room scenario which will be really cool in your city, but it won't be so high tech and so on, and it will cost you less. So ask me. There are all the contacts below, and so on. So now our traditional promo action. Yeah, I told you the present promo action for all the participants. 2 of them actually. We've done one of them before. Free audit of your scenario. So if you have a scenario and you want to build it, so you could see our webinar about the scenarios and see all the mistakes you could make there and what to think about. Or you could, yeah, look at that, see this video. You could write us any way you want on the website. On the website, actually, you can just leave your mail, but write us on the mail or through the Facebook or WhatsApp. We'll answer you. You could send me your audit, your scenario, sorry, and our scenario writer will look through it and will give you recommendations what to get rid of maybe, or what to add, or what to change, like in case that might be, remember about the optimizations of the scenario, what might be, what puzzle might be differs but costs you much less, and so on. So we'll give you recommendations. This is just for participants of this webinar. If you're interested, you could send us your scenario. If you are worried about your scenario, we can write an NDA or something kind of like that, because it's practice. It's common practice for us because we have a lot of scenarios. We don't need yours. And one more promo action. If you will, this is for professional customers. If you will order electronics from or props from our company in 2 weeks, I mean, we'll make an agreement, and we are working officially. Bank transfers and so on. We will edit your scenario free. What does it mean? I mean, the audit of your scenario, we will write your recommendations, and you could ask us to make changes, to edit it, and it depends on the price. Depends on how many corrections we should make for this scenario, because some of our customers send us just, I don't know, free 2 lists of papers where it's just a list of puzzles and maybe some ideas written. It's not actually a scenario. So to edit this scenario, we should write it from the beginning actually. So the price will be almost for just common scenario. And if we will need just make a little bit corrections, no, so the price will be less. It depends on your scenario. And if you will order our electronics, we will do the scenario editing for you free. So I think that's all I wanted to tell you at the main part for today. Yeah, that's actually the photo corrected in Photoshop, of course, of one of our scenarios, our escape rooms we've done. Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, oh, forgot about that. Our next webinars, actually 3 of that I've done already. So this year we have one more free webinar. It will be on the 10th of December, and we will talk about the employees of the escape rooms, how to use them, how to make your profit bigger using your employees. So yeah, this will be really useful for you if you're starting an escape room, or even if you have already escape rooms, you have employees. I will just give you some ideas how to use them more, get more money. Okay, so we've done on that questions part. So is there